Hey guys, it's Amy. I just decided to record what I'm doing because this is something um, I just want to create some things that tell a little bit of the story of Made for More. And one of the things that I'm doing is creating epoxy sheets of broken tile to use in the Beauty and Brokenness course. And I just needed to go for a walk just now down the road as I'm working on some things, and some stuff has come up and it's kind of thrown me for a loop a little bit in my mind. And I felt like Holy Spirit's like, just go walk. And I just went down the road with my dog, not far. We don't go far since she's three-legged and she's getting old. But as I was walking, I just so happened to look down and there were all these little wildflowers. And that is a theme for me, yellow wildflowers in the season of my life. And I love little things. I love tiny books. I love tiny flowers. I love tiny things. And I'm going to be making these dried flowers out of epoxy, making the sheets with little dried flowers. And he just said, like, I felt like Holy Spirit just always wants to love on us. And so I've got these itty bitty flowers that all kinds of colors. And they're the things that we tend to not notice. You know, I'm stewing over some stuff going on. And all God wanted to do was say, let's go outside and I want you to pick flowers. And as I was bending down like a child, just enjoying these little flowers for the 10-minute walk, I felt like he's like, I'm your dad and I'm going to take care of the stuff that is hard while you do the things that daughters do. Makes me want to cry. He wants me to pick wildflowers as I grow in my trust for him, of him. And so like recording this is even uncomfortable because I'm not sure what I'm saying. Look at the tiniest, you see that? Tiny little flowers. And I love to think of the delicate, tender blooms that matter to him. Like the creator of the universe cares that there's tiny, tiny little flowers covering the earth that nobody stops and notices. They're literally like weeds that were growing up that eventually bloom. Weeds that grow up and eventually bloom. And I'm gathering them to bless other people. And what I'm doing is I'm just snipping them and cutting away more of the weed and letting the bloom shine forth. And I don't know, I just wonder where that area in your own life, like maybe where somebody needs to hear that, where things are what we think of as weeds, unnoticeable, that don't matter to him. And he's like, no, every little thing matters. Everything has purpose and value and the potentiality of blooming and taking notice. Like there's a lot going on in the world, but I don't stop. Like this is where my heart is. My heart is in tiny little blooms. And he wants me to celebrate who I am. He wants all of us to celebrate who we are, how he created us. And yeah, there's things for us to do, and there's distractions and there's pain and things like that. But where do we come into the place of just trusting him and letting him do what he does best? You guys, I thought I knew what that meant for so many years, and I did not. I did not know what it meant to rest. I still don't really know what it means to rest in my Father. Let him do my bidding. But I know the more that I heard him say, go out and walk. I heard him say, look at the flowers. I heard him remind me that I'm creating these dried flowers to make these mosaic tiles. I'm trying something new. And he's like, it's just a way to express your creativity and the things that you love that matter deep inside you that a lot of people don't know. But just to slow down and enjoy the moment to do that. You know, it's really easy to hop on videos, probably like watching these things, and just be distracted. But how's he speaking to your heart today? What does he want you to know about his love? how he sees you. And for you to express the ways he created you to express. Even if it's as simple as cutting up little wildflowers. I wish you could see this. I literally just like grabbed my camera and turned it on while I'm doing this. As I'm not even talking much right now. Hope you're just kind of pondering in your heart. What's he saying to me? What does he want me to know? Does he want me to recognize that he's doing in my life, or showing me, revealing, changing? For many of us, just sitting still in that quiet is super uncomfortable, super awkward. It's like, what do we do with that silence? How do we rest in just his love? How do we see him? How does he see us? Well, what if he sees us entirely different than we think or thought? What if he sees us not in a lens of what are you doing for me, or how are you serving me, or how are you being a good daughter, or how are you growing? But how are you abiding in my rest? How have you come to me, all ye who are weary and burdened, and rested in me? I created you to know me, to know my love. Not as doers, of the word, but beers of the word. Yes, we're doers because that's a natural outflow. But there's maybe times when we just haven't even rested in Abba's arms. Just this morning, my gosh, he took me to a place of deep, profound rest in him. It was so amazing. In some areas where I see myself as not worthy or so small or just blah. And he's like, no, I got you, my child, I got you. Just building me in confidence of who I am in him, so that I can be me in order to help other people be themselves. But I'm still in this ever evolving discovery of that. And I probably will be until my dying day. But it's really nice to just share that with other people. And that seems appropriate. So I'm going to keep doing my flowers. I'm going to keep snipping away and just enjoying this. And facing the resistance and asking myself some good questions. Why I resist just picking flowers and letting him do the heavy lifting. Why do I think I have to do it? Why do I think it's up to me? And then am I open to letting go of that and doing it differently than the world does? And seeing, what have I got to lose? He's a really, really good dad. Beyond our wildest imaginations. And boy, I wish I had answers. But that would make him too small. If I could contain his love, his majesty, his goodness. When I think about the picking, I'm thinking about him knowing each flower, loving it, seeing it do what it was created to do, which was to work its way up, let that bloom come, emerge amongst the things that try to choke it out, reaching towards the sun and blooming brilliantly. Even if it's tiny, even if it's a short life of blooming, it does what it was made to do. It was made for so much more than just remaining in the seed. But it was like the seed was, the flower, the bloom was in the seed before we saw it. it just had to work its way through the process and eventually do what it was made to do. Oh, boom. You're made for more.